to be Facebook contributors on this post on the Lifestyles of Champions page when it is posted there. And they're going to be just joining the conversation with us here this evening, because that's really what this is. We're three moms that are just like we're sitting around a table. I've got my warm cup of chamomile tea here, and just asking each of you to pull up a seat with us and join the conversation with us on Facebook in the comments section. I'll be looking for comments from Jeanette Wilson and Carla Schinkel, as well as later from April Roberts, Anjanette Riggin, Christian Seiler, and Danielle Stitch. So I really appreciate them being special mom contributors. And I am so blessed to be here this evening with a couple of my favorite people. Patty Hamill, she has two boys, 11 and 9. And then Brianna has 6 kiddos, ages 16 to 2, and one on the way. And I'm Karen Meseral, and I have 4 children ranging from ages 13 to 2. So I feel like we're really well versed in motherhood, and we have some secrets is what we're calling them, but maybe just some special mom tips that we're going to share with you as we just discuss life together. And we're just glad that you're here and listening in. And I don't know about you guys, but my kiddos are getting ready for bed right now, especially the younger ones. And bedtime has been a struggle for us in the past. And so I'll start off kind of with one of my tips, I guess, is that we've been implementing, because it's not a secret, because even the people in the media share about making sure all your screens are turned off at least 30 minutes before bedtime. And that's something that has really helped in our family getting kids to bed easier, is making sure all screens, TV, everything is turned off at least 30 minutes in advance. And it just really helps, I think, their developing brains kind of wind down. But I know I hear most often mom struggles revolve around bedtime and then also picky eating.
Oh, yes.
So what do you
definitely
think about that? Yeah.
Yes. My youngest, who's 9 now, but man, I would say when he was 2, he would eat green beans, and that was pretty much it for his vegetables, no matter what I put in front of him. And that was hard. He just wasn't getting the nutrition he needed. We used a couple tricks with him. One thing that we've done is we do a rainbow tracker. So we're talking about like eating different colors of fruits and vegetables. So the boys get to go to the store, pick out different colors, bring them home, and then we keep track how many colors did they eat each day. It's kind of a contest for them. But that got my youngest Reese to actually try some new stuff, and he found some new fruits and vegetables he actually liked. So that was huge for us.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And then did you do like stickers and little rewards and things?
Yeah, we put stickers on each color. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah. I haven't had a lot of picky eaters. I mean, they go through seasons where they're pickier than others. And granted, sometimes those seasons feel really long when you have a lot of kids. But I have found for us, having the kids in the kitchen with me, preparing, even when they're little and they're not helpful at all. I have said once, like, watching is helping when I have toddlers, but they're seeing us cook and cut and eat and try to eat healthy. And so for me, definitely meal planning. One, it helps save money, people in your home. And 2, I get to have control over what at least is on the table. Whether or not they always eat it, at least it's on the table. And that, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. I do it once a week. I shop once a week. And that has really helped for me. But definitely having my kids in the kitchen with me, starting them younger than you would even think, with chopping vegetables safely and doing things that they can do. My 7-year-old, she wants to be a cook, I think, and that started from when she was tiny in the kitchen with us. And that, for me, has helped with not having too many picky eaters. And not that that's a guarantee. I'm not saying that. But I also try to, oh, yeah, you can do everything right, it's just also trying a lot of different foods. We lived overseas for a while. My kids got kind of used to just strange things. And so I just try not to get in a rut, trying different foods and introducing, which kind of, Patty, was what you were saying when you take your kids and they get to choose, the same idea.
Yeah.
That works for us.
Yeah.
Well,
Great.
I am trying to implement the meal planning thing because it's something I used to do. And then when we had baby number 4, everything kind of went out the window for a while. I'm sure there are some moms out there who can identify with just trying to keep things simple and just being in survival mode for way longer than you should be. And that was definitely me. But I have not gotten my kids helping with the meal planning. Like, they're helping cook, but I haven't brought them in with helping with the meal planning part of it. Is that something that you're doing too?
Kind of.
Like,
Sorry.
they're picking food.
Yeah, we sometimes let them pick a meal. It happens a little more in the summertime when we have a little more free time than during the school year. But where I'll be like, okay, Tuesday is your time, Lucy. What do you want to make? And sometimes it's very kid friendly. We just have to add vegetables and fruit on the sides because it's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or ramen or something lovely and wonderful for your kids. It happens, but yeah, I think letting them get to choose is also helpful too, because if you're like, well, you chose this, then you're going to want to eat it. You hope.
Yeah, definitely. We try to make eating different things fun. I know we use a grazing tray, whether it's right before dinner or for snack or in the summertime for lunch, which is basically a muffin tin with different things. Like, I'll cut up different vegetables like peppers and carrots and cucumbers, and I'll have one of the spots will have hummus in it, and then we'll do like apples and some peanut butter and different fruits like that, and sometimes we'll even get cute little toothpicks so they can use toothpicks to eat it. And my boys have just eaten tons whenever that's out. So at least they're eating healthy stuff, and if they're really hungry, they're eating that, and then we'll have dinner. It just depends. Sometimes our evenings are really busy, and my boys are granted, we're in Utah, so it's only like 6:45 right now, but they just ate dinner. So sometimes we need those snacks, and that's an easy way for them to get some fruits and veggies in beforehand. So
That's a great idea. I think that breakfast is something too that a lot of moms struggle with also. And I know that that was the case for us. And actually, something that we found, because we live out in the country, the kids ride the bus to school, and so they're getting on the bus sometimes 6:30, 6:45 in the morning, and they need something before they can even, get to school and have breakfast there or whatever. And we started using the complete shake in the morning, and they each like it a different way. Some of them like an actual smoothie, some of it like them in oatmeal, and some of them like just to make a pudding with it with a little bit of milk. But I know a lot of moms struggle with kids with constipation, and my oldest, Ellen, used to struggle with constipation quite a bit, and all that 8 grams of fiber in the complete made a huge difference when we started adding that in regularly for her for breakfast. And it's something that just it really jump starts their day and has helped out a lot. You guys have breakfast ideas or anything, or complete ideas?
Well, yeah, actually, my youngest especially is addicted to popsicles. He just loves popsicles, and he was wanting them for breakfast and for any time of the day. So I will use the complete and make like a smoothie, banana and strawberry and vanilla and almond milk. And then we pour it into popsicle molds. And when he asks for a popsicle for breakfast, I say, sure, here's a popsicle. And he gets his smoothie that way through the popsicles or snacks. So that's his favorite little treat there.
Oh, that is clever.
And he thinks it's so cool.
Yeah. I think it sounds cool. I'm going to have to make some just for me. But
yeah. There you go.
Not all of my kids like for breakfast. They want to eat their breakfast. And a lot of them like oatmeal, but oatmeal is a pain to make in the morning, especially like Karen, if you have to catch the bus, or, we homeschool, so we don't have to leave, but it's still a pain to do oatmeal. So actually for oatmeal, I make it in my crock pot. And then if you can freeze it in your muffin tins, and then they are perfect individual size of oatmeal for a kid, or two if you got a bigger kid. And then they can doctor how they want peanut butter, a complete, a scoop of complete or whatever, fruit and vegetables. I found that to be really easy. I'm doing oatmeal once a week. Well, sometimes twice, and not every single.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that.
And I think mine was.
I love that.
Those take like an hour to cook anyways. And I just do it overnight, and then they eat it from the pot the morning of, and then I freeze the rest. So it's a little hint. I figured it out years ago. I don't even know where I read it or something, and it's been a lifesaver for mornings here.
Perfect. I love that.
Bet. Well, we have to have fast, simple ideas that are really going to be good for our kids, because we need to worry about their nutrition too. Like, we wouldn't put them in a car and not buckle them in their seatbelt. We do everything that we can to keep them safe, and to teach them, that we teach them not to smoke because it's bad for their health. So why wouldn't we teach them simple ways to stay healthy also? And obviously fruits and vegetables is a really big part of that. I know for our family, we used to have several health issues that we struggled with. We used to have strep throat in the house constantly. It would go through everybody, and hand, foot, mouth. It was just viruses that kept going to the house, even though I was Clorox wiping down everything and hand sanitizer everywhere, thinking I was doing all of the right things. And still, we had all kinds of illnesses and things. But something that we did that really kind of changed things around was figure out a way to flood our kids' body with fruits and vegetables every day. And we do it with a powdered in capsules or in chewables called Juice Plus. And that's something that you guys have found also. What were some of the health struggles that your kids used to have?
Yeah. My youngest was probably about 2, and he had a constant runny nose and cough, which was causing him really not to sleep. And he was really grouchy and not developing the way he needed to. So when we introduced him to the powdered produce, the gummies, those symptoms started to balance back out, and he no longer had that stuffy nose or that cough that was causing him not to sleep at night. Which I'm so thankful we found that answer, because the doctors were just saying it was allergies, and the allergy medicine was not helping, and it was actually making him hyper. So yeah, that was a huge blessing to have those gummies for him. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That sounds like it was a godsend that just answered for that. For us, our biggest one that I can think of probably is my 7-year-old. So I mentioned that we lived overseas. So for the first 4 years of her life, she lived in a third world developing country. And when we moved back, we took her to the dentist for the first time. She had like 7 cavities, and not anything that had any to do with our brushing. She just had them. And that was kind of devastating to know, like, none of my other kids had cavities, and she had 7, and this tiny little 5-year-old. And so we actually went to making our own toothpaste, which for us is kind of a hint, because it has some good stuff in it that helps your teeth strengthen. But for us, the biggest one was Juice Plus. When we introduced that to her about 1.5 years ago, she has not had one cavity since. And it's awesome, like good dentist appointments for the last year. And it's nice to know that that her teeth are strong again, because they should be.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, because it's so amazing that good nutrition affects every cell in our body. It does not just good for our heart and our lungs and our brains, but like every cell in our body can benefit through better nutrition. And I want to just pause our conversation here for a moment. And those of you who are listening in and maybe are just learning about Juice Plus for the first time, or maybe you've heard of it before, but you're kind of curious for some more information, I am going to show a quick 2-minute clip that shows how Juice Plus is made, and then we will kind of continue on our conversation. Girls, give me a thumbs up if you can hear this.
We're in a position to deal with the best growers in the world, and most of these growers specialize in a particular crop. And unlike what we see in the supermarket that goes through a very complex distribution chain and is probably picked a week or two prior to the time you actually buy it, Juice Plus produce is allowed to ripen and is picked at the peak of ripeness. It's important because the nutrient value develops in the later stages of growing. And in fact, we deal with the types of growers who have facilities right there next to their fields where they can instantly clean, wash, and process the fruits and vegetables. And it's the state of the art in terms of preserving the nutrient value of fruits and vegetables. Well, of course, the juice then goes into our proprietary drying process. Everything stays very cold until the very last minute, and then the warmth required for drying is applied, but it's maintained at temperatures that don't damage the nutrients. It's an enormous difference between the quality of Juice Plus and the quality of typical fruit and vegetable juice drying. So the powders are then shipped to our final manufacturing partners who do blending, encapsulation, packaging. Their equipment is state-of-the-art. Their certifications are second to none. And all of our manufacturing partners, whether they're growers, juicers, encapsulators, they have quality control procedures that we have reviewed and approved at every step of the way. All of our partners have their own labs, do their own testing, and they provide certificates of analysis that match our specifications before they ship the product. Quality control is essential for a quality product. And I can say with complete confidence that there is no nutraceutical or nutritional support product made in the world at a higher quality than Juice Plus.
Girls, I gotta tell you, as a mom, it makes me like totally get rid of my mommy guilt. Like, it makes me feel so good to know that even on a day when we might blow it, we have this like really solid foundation of protection of the nutrition of 30 different fruits and vegetables, and actually 45 because when you add in the complete, every single day, and the quality, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
huge.
And the variety. I mean, there are things on those bottles I don't eat. A couple of them I'm not really even sure what they are. I'm like, I know that, but I don't know what it is. They don't sell them in Missouri. And so it's nice to know that, that we're getting it covered with all of those nutrients that we don't necessarily eat because we eat like the same 6 things.
And talking about the rainbow, I mean, look at that variety, and each color does different things within our body. So getting that variety is super important. I know we're stuck on eating apples right now because that's what's really good in season, but we need that variety. So I love that we have that Juice Plus. My youngest can just take his gummies, and my oldest can try to take some. He just got braces. So maybe you can give me some hints here. He used to take the gummies, and now he can't do that. And he has this fear of swallowing a capsule. So any tips on how to get that powder, that produce into him?
Yeah, I definitely can, because we just went through this because my second daughter just got braces, and she doesn't want to learn to swallow the capsules either. And so what we've been doing that's worked really well for her is, since she can't have the gummies anymore, is open up the capsules and in a bowl along with a scoop of the chocolate complete and mixing it in as a pudding or whatever. And then that's what she eats first thing in the morning. And that's how she gets her capsules in. Okay. And it's been working really well for her. I asked her, I said, can you taste the capsules in there? And she said a little bit, but not much. And she said, besides, I know it's really good for me. And so I can totally, eat it and stuff. And she is 11, but she is already making that connection between flooding her body with all those fruits and vegetables and how she feels versus when she doesn't have it. So even she knows each day how important it is. And I love that too as a mom, is helping my kids now start making healthy decisions that's going to set them up for much better health and wellness in the future, because Dr. William Sears says that 75% of all chronic disease is preventable. And so that gives me a lot of hope then that we don't have to have everything that we see, in the media. We don't have to have all that heart disease and cholesterol and cancer and things like that necessarily. But that's what we do to get ours in. And we've been at, go ahead, Brianna.
I was going to say, I'll piggyback on kind of what you said, Karen. We don't have braces in our house, but I'm pregnant. Just towards the beginning of my second trimester, and that whole first, once I found out I was pregnant until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, mornings I couldn't keep anything down. I couldn't swallow my Juice Plus till about 3 days ago without it, coming back up. So I did the same thing that you did with Jenna. Actually, I didn't. My oldest daughter did it for me. She's 16. She would open the capsules for me, make me a shake, a complete shake with them, and that's what I would drink. And I would agree with Jenna. You should put them in the chocolate. It covers the flavor or the taste a little bit more. I had one with the vanilla, and you can definitely taste the greens. I drank it, but it wasn't quite as pleasant.
There you go.
I can imagine.
Perfect.
Well,
yeah.
I know that.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Patty.
Well, I was just going to say that flooding the body with so many fruits and veggies, we notice here in the winter. I live in Salt Lake City, so I'm not in the Midwest, but because of our geography, we have mountains on both sides. So the air pollution just sits here, and we have what we call red days a lot, especially in the winter. And when we first moved here, all of a sudden the winter time, we had more congestion and cough, and my boys were getting sick again. And I was like, no, they stopped being sick so often. So we decided to kind of, how is our body feeling? So we decided to go ahead and take extra Juice Plus. So my boys, instead of, when they were doing the gummies, instead of just 2 of each color, we upped that to 3 during the winter. And obviously if they're feeling like they're run down, we do 4, but that has really helped us in the winter months with all the pollution and oxidative stress that's going on in our body. So.
Oh yeah. We definitely double up when people are feeling sick, or even when my 2-year-old, when she was about 1.5 years, she took a pretty big fall and fractured her skull, and the best fracture you could possibly have, I guess. But she was taking the gummies, but I actually started opening up the capsules to give her even more, and she healed really fast. It's just amazing, kind of like my daughter's teeth. I just feel like it just helps my kids heal. So I mean, it's not a magic bullet or pill, I should say. It doesn't keep us from getting sick, but we definitely don't get everything that comes around, and it doesn't last as long. I found it'll be a couple days. We bounce back. We don't have to go to the doctor. We can just kind of get home and rest, and we're better. And I love that.
Yes, definitely. Taking Juice Plus has saved us so much money at the doctor's office, medical bills, over-the-counter medicines, all that stuff adds up. And plus then we're healthy because, like I said, we used to get strep all the time. We used to have horrible allergies. I was an exhausted mom. Now I have more energy at age 40 than I did in my 20s. And I love that. I love that it doesn't have to be if you're not feeling well, it doesn't have to be that way. This could help. But like you said, we don't know what flooding your body with fruits and vegetables are going to do for you in your body. But, wouldn't you want to find out and see what it could do for you and what it might improve? Because it's just fruits and veg. It definitely can't hurt. That's for sure. And it's definitely improved all of ours. In fact, we started opening up the capsules and mixing it in my son's baby food when he was 6 months old. And this is baby number 3. And so he's 8 now. And he's 8 years old and only had 5 coughs or colds his whole life. That's not even 1 a year. Like we didn't even have to start counting until he was like 4. He had ever gotten sick before then. So by far our healthiest kid. And now of course our 2-year-old's never been sick yet. And I think a lot of it just has to do with having really healthy body.
Oh yeah, definitely. One thing I wanted to throw out there, like we've been talking a lot about nutrition, which is so very important. But for us also, getting out and moving. My 11-year-old son, I said he rolled over when he was 2 weeks old and he hasn't stopped moving since. And he really requires the outside time play. I mean, we live in Missouri, so, there's a few months out of the year that it's crummy. I'm still like, get bundled up and go out. You need to expand that energy, use it up. And so that is really important for him, but for all of us, right? We just need to get out and move. And so as a family, we take lots of walks. The kids ride their bikes and their scooters, and just getting out. That's good for our bodies. It's good for our mental health. Get out of the house and move. But really just remembering that part of raising our kids. They need to move, especially if they're sitting in a classroom for 6, 7. How many hours do they sit in a classroom? We homeschool them, so I mean ours is a little shorter. But still, even then, they need to get up and move, and then they sit and play on computers and handheld devices. And I mean, that's a big tip for me, is just dance, go on a run, go on a walk. You don't have to run. I don't like running, but do something, go to the park and do the jungle gym or something, just get out and move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then, to add another tip in there too, another secret, to happy, healthy kids is definitely getting in enough water. Also, we have fun water bottles, refillable ones for each of the kids that they love to drink out of. And so that has really helped to encourage the water. And they do take their water with them and refill it at school and drink water at school as well. That's so important because our bodies are mostly made up of water. So we've got to get that in there.
Yeah.
Do you have another tip for us too?
Yeah, well, just for us, getting the kids to eat a variety. My oldest was never picky, but getting him to buy in a little bit more with growing our own produce was huge for him. We have a dirt garden, but we also have year-round a tower garden. So our tower garden is an aeroponic growing system. But I love this story because we were talking about getting out and moving. And when we first started growing with the tower garden, I'm like, why is our lettuce down low not growing? What is going on? And it took me a couple of days to figure it out. But as my son would bike, he would go bike a circle around. And this was obviously when we weren't watching. But then he would come, eat a leaf of lettuce, and then go bike again and eat another leaf of lettuce. And I just have that memory. And I just love that he's so involved in growing the food and being able to come. And we grow year round in the basement our greens. So he'll come and make us a salad and cut it off. And just, that's been really good for him to just have some ownership there in growing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think kids who grow their own fruits and vegetables definitely are more likely to eat it. And the tower garden is such a fun way for the entire family to get involved with that. So that's a great tip too.
Yeah. We love it.
Brianna, do you have any last tips for us before we close up for the evening?
Any last tips? I was trying to think. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I was wanting to talk about.
Or anything else that your family's noticed since taking Juice Plus that you haven't mentioned?
No, I do know. Like, so my 2-year-old is a Juice Plus baby, and she is definitely more. Like, she definitely likes sugar, but it's like she'll choose vegetables over other things sometimes. And in fact, this girl loves raw cabbage. And we have to like cut it fast when we're having it for dinner. So I definitely can see that the difference between her and my other kids, where they will eat fruits and vegetables, but it's not the same as her, where she's just like, that's what she wants, which is really awesome, in my opinion.
Her body's been programmed.
Yeah, that
from conception. Yeah, to eat that.
With my picky eater, when he started his gummies, he started I just kept introducing him to all the fruits and vegetables, putting in front of him. But he'll now eat sauteed kale and just stuff Brussels sprouts. He loves Brussels sprouts. So I just stayed consistent and made it fun. And the more he was eating his Juice Plus, the more his body was craving those fruits and vegetables. So we love that.
That's awesome.
I love that. It makes it easier for us as moms. Anything to make it easier for us as moms. And you can't get any easier than a chewable or a capsule to get in, 30 different fruits and vegetables. So I love that. I so appreciate both of you joining in with me tonight. I actually learned some things, some tips from you guys too that I didn't know. And I appreciate everyone who has been on with us on Zoom and are going to be watching this back on Facebook on Lifestyles of Champions. Please invite your friends to that page so they can see it also. And also, I just wanted to say, be sure that you get with the person who invited you this evening to learn more about the secrets to happy, healthy kids, because definitely when kids feel better, they are definitely happier. Because grouchy, sick kids are grouchy kids. And so this is a way that they can hopefully improve their health and mental concentration and energy and sleep and everything. Everything can benefit from better nutrition. And so please get with the person who invited you this evening. There are several different ways that you can get started taking Juice Plus and being a customer or being able to join the rewards program and offset your investment in your health. So there's lots of different options. So please contact that person and start the conversation about what it would look like for your family to be able to have this simple solution for everyone, not just the kids, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, everybody you know could really benefit from more fruits and vegetables in their diet. So I just want to thank you all for joining in on the conversation. I'll look forward to looking at all the comments when this goes on Facebook as well. Thank you, ladies.